Huh? So you see, everything we want isn't given to us. Right? You got to work at it. Even Christ, he let us know we had to work out our salvation with fear and tremble. They say, this is not by works. It isn't, but it is. Because there's works of righteousness that the Lord wants us to do. When he says flee from something, that's a work, right? Flee means you got to run away from it. That's a work, isn't it? Because your flesh says, I want to run to it. The word says run from it, right? So how much we want God depends on us. Read on.
And he that overcometh and keepeth my works unto the end,
Mm-hmm.
to him will I give power over the nations.
Now imagine that. Have you thought about this? He says, to him that overcometh. First, he's saying you got to overcome it first, right? He's looking for what? Overcomers. Overcomers. That's a doer, but he's looking for overcomers because you can do it and still not overcome. Overcomers do it all the way till when? What? The end. Are we going to be an overcomer? We can be. It's up to us. But you can't just, Sister Diamond, you say be a grasshopper. You can't just hop on the fence one day and off. You can't just go be a yo-yo. You know what that is? Going up and down, up and down. I want God, I don't want God, I see God and I don't see God. It don't work that way. Sooner or later, it's going to stop. It's going to run out. Huh? And so, he says, I will give him power over the nations. Listen, who's in nations? People. Now listen, imagine this. God's got some kind of way set up in heaven that he's still going to have things authorized in order. In some kind of system where he's still giving people like saints, like you and I, some way to reside over others. But in a way that's heavenly. How that is, I don't know, but he said it, right? Huh? Read.
And he shall rule them with a rod of iron, as the vessels of a potter shall they be broken to shivers, even as I received of my Father.
So God got to do some breaking, don't he? For you and me, we need to be broken vessels. Because the potter wants to put us back together again, don't he? Have anybody ever broke a pottery and tried to put it back together? How many of you have? Was it easy?
No.
Why come?
You get it lined up. You want it to look just as perfect as almost as it possibly can be before it was broken.
Okay.
And then after doing all that work, sometimes it doesn't stay, it falls back and forth.
Okay. So it's time consuming,
Yes.
and you have to know where the pieces go. And then after you know where the pieces go, there's still a process of gluing them or however you do it to get it back together, right? And if it's not done right, it falls right back apart. God's perfected, putting us back together, making us brand new. There's a process with God, but it's only through us obeying his word. He has to break our hearts. He's looking for broken hearts and contrite spirits, humility from us, that he can fix the things that are wrong. How many of us need a fix? Anybody ever had something broken on their body or broken bone? Anybody? Nobody in here had a broken bone before? Torn ligament. How many of you had a bad spring that you thought was broken? Any others? Did it swell? Did it hurt? Did you thought you was gonna die? It's excruciating pain, isn't it? But listen, the healing process, you know when it's back to normal, right? The healing process of being broken, God lets you know when He's fixed you. Isn't that a great thing? Okay.
He that hath an ear, let him hear what the Spirit said unto the churches.
In each one of these churches, he said, if you'll listen and actively listen to become a doer of what I told you, churches, you'll be blessed. You'll get those rewards. You'll see that my word won't return void. A lot of our downfall is we don't believe God. And therefore we don't do it wholeheartedly. We say I believe the Lord, but we really don't. Because if God said to do it, we take our time a lot of times and we question God. A lot of times we won't question people, but we'll question God. Am I right? All right. Next chapter, the new church. Another church. Verse chapter 3.
And unto the angel of the church in Sardis, write, these things said he that hath the 7 spirits of God and the 7 stars. I know thy works, that thou hast a name, that thou livest, and art dead.
Listen, he told him straight out, you dead, church. You ain't got no life in you. You got a name, but what for? Just because some man praise your church, praise your pastor, praise your choir, whatever is in your church, don't mean nothing to God. Huh? But he got a problem with it if you calling your church by his name. He got a problem with us that call ourselves Christians, but we ain't living a life. Huh? How many of you would like a burglar or a robber or a murderer to use your name? Why? You innocent, huh? Yeah, absolutely. It defames your name, right? It dishonors your name, right? Huh? So you don't want to have no part with it, no dealings with it, right? Are they kin to you? No! I don't even know why they're using my address, let alone my name. Huh? Do you get it? Makes a difference. That's why it goes hard with forgers. With forgery, and when they take your ID, that's why it goes hard with people who get caught. They get charged the maximum crime because you're still in the identity of another. Makes a difference, don't it? Go ahead.
Be watchful and strengthen the things which remain.
Listen, he's saying to us even. There's some things that we got a little zeal for. We do well. But it's a lot of things we need help on. Huh? How many of you as children remember the things you struggled in at school? Any of you? Subjects and different things. How many of us? One of mine,
Had to get past myself.
Absolutely.
It would shelter children.
Yeah. There was a lot of phobias and inferiority complexes we had, especially as black people. Because we were always, well, not always, but a lot of us knew that we were recognized as nothing.
And back in my days,
Uh-huh.
the parent was not more verbal
Yeah,
as the parents are today.
yeah,
The parents today, they talk and they share, they want to give what their
yeah.
opinions are. It was none of that
No, it was,
in my
you
days.
did, yeah,
They spoke to you.
you did it. Or
that's
whoop,
it.
or you got whooped.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It wasn't
beat.
always time for you to talk.
Yeah,
But none of that.
you got beat down. Yeah. And the thing is, when we didn't know it and we were able to maybe be tutored, or we took our time and studied extra long and hard, did some stop less playing and more work, and we began to learn it, we realized it ain't as bad as I made it to be all the time. Right? Huh? Am I right? Even today, I still don't care for math. I can do it, but I don't care for it. I hated math. I hated history, English. I hated all my classes except gym. Yeah.
Instead of what?
I
It's,
did like accounting, but I didn't like nothing else.
yeah.
Did accounting.
I hate it.
I like the keys.
She like to click the keys.
What else, preacher? Tell the truth, Shane.
The money.
Oh, well.
Then why did you like your classes?
Because I didn't like to do the work. I really didn't. I mean, I did it, but I didn't like it. I did enough to get by. But then I realized later on that it cost me. The things I should have stuck out and really learned, I would have made the rest of my life a lot easier. But I wanted to just get by. You know, when I started realizing that I needed, yeah. Then I had to play catch up. I had to do some summer school even. But when I got done, it was just like when we was in college. That statistics, that was one heck of a class. But made it through.
I lost weight in that class.
We lost a lot of things in that class. Sleep, weight, and all.
I had to go to Sunday school for that one.
And to this day,
So I was on Saturdays.
and to this day, I wouldn't know how to use it again if I had to. But we studied hard. We sacrificed a lot of things. And that's the way it should be with God. If I can put that kind of time into making a grade, how much time can I put in God? How much time was I willing to stay up at night, drink cups of coffees and wipe my eyes and fight to sleep? You know the deal, Cherie. And then only to sometime find out that the professor still scratched the F or something on it. Said, no, this ain't working. You go, oh man, I did all of this. Start all over, you know. And you just frustrated, upset, tired, and then for you to not to be noticed, and so forth and so on, just like you abuse, right? But if you stick it out, there's a reward. And sometimes you're surprised. Am I right? Is it worth it if it's worth it to do it for man, how much more God? Huh? God pays us and we ain't doing nothing. Really? Are we? He says, I know your works. I know what you like, Wendell. I know what you like, Calvary Chapel. We know what we like a lot of times. And we won't admit it. Hello. But what you put in it, like Sister Diamond used to tell us, is what you get out of it. Huh?